Hi there, my name's Vince. Apologies for taking a mic, but I just can't help it sometimes when you see these videos that are so clearly fake and yet they seem to get millions of views. Now, on those videos, they use a bit of water and a toothbrush and the item comes out like new again. But what happens if the item really has been buried in stone for 20, 25, 30 years? Who knows? Will it be possible to get it working again? And that's what this video is going to be about. Let's get started. This is the real deal. No clickbait, this has been found. So it's an Amiga Seamaster. Unfortunately, the crystal's gone, the hands have gone, and the dial has seen better days. But wouldn't it be lovely if we could get something out of it again? Is it manual? Is it quartz? Is it automatic? I really don't know. Is it even real, or is it a replica? I'm not too sure. Hopefully throughout the video we will find out what's what. So the backstory is, this was given to me by my friend John. He designs concrete skate parks, and he went on site one day and one of the builders there named Chris pulled this out of a massive mound of the sub-base type 1 stuff, and he showed it to John. John showed it to me and I was like, wow, I wonder if it's real, and I'd love to have it for a video. So he posted it over to me. So here it is. So this isn't a fake restoration video. I haven't covered this in a bit of mud and I'm going to use a bit of water and a toothbrush to clean it up again. This here is definitely the real deal. You can see that that has been buried for years. Was it lost in the quarry, or was it lost by one of the workers in the plant that delivers the stone? I really don't know, but that has been lost, I would say, and buried for many, many, many years. It should be interesting. Hopefully we'll learn more throughout the video. Let's get started. Now let the fun begin. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know how I'm going to start on this one here. I am not a watchmaker, in case in case you haven't already guessed by using my electronics flux brush on here. But I do love my watches. I'm wearing a Amiga Speedmaster here from 1996. Now, I wonder how much will come off just from rubbing it. I can definitely see dust flying off it. I suppose, should we try to take out the bracelet, or is that all going to be seized in? I presume that will all be seized in as well. Yes, yes, yes. Come on. Amazing. I got it out. You know, that feels quite good quality. I'm going to say that this is real. Well, that bracelet came off nice and easy, but unfortunately the other side is welded shut with cement. I'm using my brush, I'm scraping it away. I'm also using a bit of pegwood as well to try to remove the bits that have turned into cement. And yeah, bit by bit it's starting to loosen up. But the magic ingredient is always isopropyl alcohol, and yet again it comes to the rescue. That, along with my pound shop tools. Do you know what? I wonder if I'll put a bit of WD-40 in here. Would that allow a little bit more movement? Oh, I tell you what, let's use some isopropyl alcohol to begin with, because that will just evaporate off. Because if I can lubricate it a bit, then it might allow me to take it out. Oh, it smells really strong when you wet it. Yes, that's moved in. Come on, come on, come on. Results. Yes, we got it out. Fantastic. All hail isopropyl alcohol. Yet again, it's come to the rescue. It came to the rescue for me a few days ago when I was cleaning up some AirPods. You weren't expecting to see that in a watch video, were you? Anyway, after your stomach's been turned, for the next hour now, I am just going to be using isopropyl alcohol, the pegwood and the brush. IPA, pegwood brush, IPA, pegwood brush. Over and over and over again to try to take the greyness out of this watch. Right now, the moment of truth. Is it real? Is it fake? I am going to say fake. I thought it was real, but now that I can see that gap there, I don't think it's got a screw down crown. I think you just clip it in and out. So I think it's fake. Right, this will determine whether I spend minutes on this or countless hours. Here we go. Let's see, is it going to come undone? Do I need to clamp this? Let me see if I can clamp it.
Right, that should make it easier for me to hold. Right, are you going to come undone? No. Okay, let's get out the big boy. It's quite nice, this little thing here. This was recommended to me by Marcel. He's a viewer of the channel. The same one that told me about the data vac. Oh my word. Oh my god, I'm going to break this. Woo! Oh my god. I actually bent it. I bent this. Can you see there? Well, I don't want to break this completely. You don't reckon it's just a clip-on back, do you? Well, mind you, if it was a clip-on back, it would have still undone. You know, you would have felt it move. I didn't think that would be so welded on in there. Oh no, what am I going to do? Right, let's see if pliers will remove this here. Turn it at least. Yes, it's turning it. Okay, good. I know it's barbaric, but what else can I do? It's all rock solid on here. Right, okay, so that's unscrewed completely. Do you know what? I'm just going to get my son to hold the bottom here while I twist the top, because I'm kind of battling trying to hold on to this as well. Was that it? Oh my god, it's undone. It's undone. Result. I should be able to take it off this now. Whoa, that took some strength. It's still not wanting to undo with that. Is it going to be real or is it going to be fake? This is the moment of truth. Here we go. Here we go. And is it going to be quartz or is it going to be automatic? I think quartz. Da, 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 da. What on earth is that? What is that? Let me zoom in on that. Right, okay. What's going on here? What is this thing here? Does it come off? What? What on earth is happening?
Ha ha.
Has everything just rusted? Is it, that's not a rotor. Is that some inside case and everything has just gone down to rust? This is quartz, isn't it? This is, I think, quartz.
It's hard to believe, watching back this video, that up until 30 seconds ago, I actually thought that this watch might be repairable. I knew the hands were missing, I knew the crystal was missing, I knew the dial was a mess, but I honestly thought the movement side of it would have been protected and would have been okay. As it turns out, the movement side of it is the worst part. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. It's fossilized.
And I suppose the battery has just completely disintegrated. I think that's a circuit board. That would be, I think, would that be too thin to be an automatic? And also, where's the rotor? Unless it was manual white. I think this is quartz. But they did make quartz on this model, I think. I actually thought that this might be repairable. I've still found it incredibly interesting. So I suppose a lot of this is battery corrosion. And it's just completely eaten into everything. Let's see if we can scrape away and have something that resembles a circuit board. It's very hard to tell what belongs to the kind of cement side of things and what actually is just completely rusted out. Anyway, that is going to be where the battery went there, 100%. This is going to be the little cover plate. There's some jewels in there. So I presume, would that be where the, would that be one of those jewels before the hands that go right the way through? That looks to be roughly in the middle, doesn't it? Probably there. So yeah, and if we look real closely in here, we can actually see wheels with teeth on. There we go. There. Everything is obviously rock solid. Look at that, that's another wheel here. Yeah, but look, you see, can you see it's just turning to dust? Look at that. Look at that there. Wow. Back to nature. Yeah, okay. And we can't even make out one date on here because the paint's just all gone. So underneath here, it looks like it's quite nice copper actually. This is held up remarkably well, this one here. Right, okay, so we've certain now it's quartz, which is fair enough, but we still don't actually know if it's a proper Amiga or not because I can't see any markings on here. So I suppose we have to clean up. I don't think there would be any... Oh, here we go, there is something on here. Maybe that will give us the clue. I just want to know, is it real or not? Was that 096ST? 0020. So I suppose I could type that in to Google and see what comes up. Surely we would have something on the inside of here. There'd be some kind of markings or something, wouldn't there? So the mission now is to see if it's real or not. Oh, here they come. Here they come. And I already know 100% that is real. Because back then I don't think fakers would have bothered with the inside. I know they do now. Yeah, this is real. Ah, there it is. Right, 1961501. Let me Google that and we'll see what it is. And you can see the Amiga sign just in the middle there. It's nice that. Well, I'm glad it's real. Right, so I typed it into Google, and this is Chrono24, place where you can buy watches, and there's one here for £1,100 and one here for £950. And you can see it's the same, they're 36mm in diameter, and have a look at the dial, you can see the waves in the middle, then it's clear, the indices look the same, and around the edge we have got tiny little markings just around the edge there, just above my finger, and you can see them on here. If you have a look at the bracelet on this one, you can see it's 1, 2, 3, there's 5 across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they're divided into 3. So yeah, it's the same there. It's quite a pretty watch, I think. Now, if this was a replica watch, I'd be ending the video right now. But because it is a real Omega, I want to give it a bit of a clean up. This came out in 1993, so there's a good chance it's been buried for at least 20 years. It's very believable that it would have been on the wrist of the original owner for 10 years, and then it's been buried for the last 20. And I want to see if there's a chance it will clean up at all by using a polisher and some compound. Can we get any shine back on it at all? So that's what I want to do now. Just because it is a real Omega, let's give it a little bit of love for a little bit longer. Obviously the quartz movement will never tick again, but at least we now know that the watch is real and we know what watch it is. So progress is being made. Right, polishing is taking a little bit too long, so what I'm using is these little brushes here. I'm actually going for the steel bristle one, and it seems to be taking off a nice bit of the concrete mess. I think there's supposed to be a logo under here somewhere. Let's zoom in and see if we can uncover the Omega logo. No, I think that's where it was sonic welded on. I think there should be another plate here with a raised Omega logo, and it's like been welded on and it's just completely been eaten away. That's a shame. Anyway, I'll keep cleaning for a bit. Okay, I'd quite like to see how this mechanism here works. So I presume that slides into here, but it's not wanting to slide at the moment because I think it's just all full in the channels here. And also that must be sprung loaded. Well, look at this. I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but check this out. Nice and loose now, yeah? And what I did is I bent this back round on itself because there was a massive gap between here and here. And now look, when I close it, can you see there? This, if you look at the design here, look at the design here, there's a cutaway here, and that's because it needs to go round here. Now yes, there is a huge amount of play left to right here, but I can't do anything about that. There must have always been a bit of play, and maybe it must have worn, so maybe this watch has had quite a bit of use. But look, close this. Yeah, that lines up quite nicely now. And then press the button. Hold on. I have got gloves on, so it doesn't make it harder, and it releases. And it does appear to lock into place, so when that's locked in there, that's not coming out. I didn't dream the bracelet would be fixable. Obviously there's still going to be bits missing here and stuff. Right, what I'm going to try to do here is, I'm going to try to take out one complete link, because that side of the bracelet is actually okay. Yes, we do have a bit missing up here, but I do have a link that fell off. But if I was to take out this whole section here, then that would get rid of that bad link. It makes the whole thing smaller, but it would just suit a smaller wrist. Ta-da! Finished. And it still looks absolutely awful. But it looks better than it did. I'm really happy with how the bracelet's turned out, as in the fact that it actually works. I mean, look at this mechanism here. Look at that. So that makes it easy to take off. It's quite clever actually. And then it just clips into place there, and it doesn't look too bad. And then and that really does clip in. And then to release it, press in here,
and it releases. So yeah, the bracelet's working really nice, but unfortunately the bracelet's pitted everywhere, so even if I was to keep on polishing, it's not going to help it because it's pitted. Also, its pins broken here, so this is like flapping around, but it's just pitted so badly in so many places, you're never going to make it look any bit decent at all. But considering it's probably been buried in a hostile environment for the last 20 years, I think it's a testament about how well these watches are made in the first place. Now, I am a bit of an Omega fanboy, and I'm sure a Seiko watch would last equally long, or a Casio watch, in that kind of environment. But it is amazing that after all this time, the bracelet is still operating as a bracelet, even though you can see what it's been through. That's pretty special. If you're interested in other Omega watches, I've done a video on this one here. That one got a load of hate because it had a symbol on the dial. That was quite funny. This one here didn't get quite so much hate. That's actually gone on to help a few people looking at the comment section. This one was one of my favorite videos ever, but it didn't do too well as far as the YouTube algorithm is concerned. This here is one of the rarest Omega watches you're going to find. Not the most expensive, but one of the rarest. This one here is another rare watch. This hasn't been featured in the video because it just does work, but this is a Mega Sonic. Unbelievably rare. Never lose your money on these. They're only ever going to go up, unless of course you break them or the batteries leak. That's why I take batteries out of stuff like this, because then there's no chance of them leaking. If you're interested in this particular watch, then look this one up here. That's it here. It's a Seamaster 120 meters. But just because it looks like this, it might not be quartz. Some of them do have automatic movements in. But if you look up this one here, you will find this particular watch here. So there we go. That is it for this video. I don't know whether you got any enjoyment from it. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. If I was to get it fully working again, I would be able to, but I'd have to spend serious money on it. I'd have to spend £100 on the dial. I've found one in Australia, second hand, but it looks good. I'd have to spend £150 for the caliber here, 1538 for a refurbished one on eBay, or you can buy the ETA equivalent, which is this one here, which I think will probably be the same thing. It just won't have any Omega logos on it. That costs about £110. Then of course I would need to buy hands. Can't currently find them for sale. I'm sure 3 hands would probably cost £100, and a sapphire crystal. This had sapphire. Sapphire is amazing because it doesn't scratch easily whatsoever. Super hard wearing, and I reckon an Omega one would be £20 or £30, but you could put a normal sapphire one in for probably £4 or £5. The Omega ones often have a little logo just in the middle there when you get the light bounced off them perfectly. So yeah, I could get it working, but spending 400 and something pound on this particular watch doesn't warrant it, because it's still going to look like an absolute mess at the end of it, when you can buy a really nice looking one for about £800, £900, going up to maybe £1,100, and that would probably come with box and papers. So yeah, it's not worth spending money on this, unfortunately, but that is the way it is. This was a real attempt at a restoration. I didn't just put a bit of mud on it and spray it off and then get 25 million views. This is the real deal, and in this instance here, even with the hard work I've put into it, it doesn't look that much better than when I started. Well, it does look better, but it's nowhere near working, because not even a miracle worker would be able to get that working. But that is real life. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up. Hopefully next time I will be more successful. Thanks for watching, everyone.